All right, folks. This is going to be a new weekly segment that we do every Monday, sometime during the stream. It will all kind of depend on what the schedule's like. I kind of want to do it in the middle of the stream, so like maybe play a game and then kick off and do this. So this is going to be let's say it's going to be kind of like a mix between a talk show, at the Pleated Pants tailor-made top 10 plays of the week, and some time to just kind of talk about the goings and happenings in not one, but 5 different bespoke football leagues. So we have one on each of the main platforms. We have one on the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, the PC, the Xbox One, and the Xbox Series of consoles. We have between 7 and 15 people in the leagues, and here's how they work. We only allow 16 teams, 2 in each division. The reason why we do that is because we have a mixture of really good players, brand new players, and then people like what I'd say me that are right down the middle that are just kind of okay. And we wanted this bespoke football league to be accessible to all of them. So the people that are getting brand new into the game are going to have some computer games. The people that are already good and know the game have some time to practice. We play 2 games a week. We advance on Mondays and Fridays. We're playing with friends. We're playing with the community. And it's one of the most favorite things that I do on the series of streams here on Twitch. So, PrimeTime, October 4th, 2021. What are we going to talk about? What are we going to talk about? I'll tell you what we're going to talk about. We're going to have a couple of announcements. We're going to do a draft recap of every single draft. I'm going to rank everyone from the worst draft to the best draft. Hot takes incoming. Then I want to make a prediction for the Super Bowl in each one of the leagues. And then finally, we don't have 10, but we got 4 or 5 highlights from the couple games that have already happened. All right. So let's jump right into it. I got 3 announcements. 3 words repeated 3 times, because when you say it 3 times fast, it's supposedly supposed to get into the noggin. First, rules. Please read the rule book. It is 5 pages long. Other leagues that are doing the same sort of sim-friendly focused league have 5 pages just of trade rules. Please read it. Please follow it. If you are in the league or you want to join the league, it just makes my life a lot easier if you please read. 2, trades. We got to figure something out collectively as a community around the trading after the draft. I don't want to be heavy-handed. I want you all to think about things. I've instituted a new rule. One new rule is all trades that involve 3 assets for 1 asset, 3 players for 1 draft pick, 3 draft picks for 1 player, or any permutation of those must be approved by me. And I'm probably never going to approve them. They're the ones that have gotten us in trouble, and I'm just going to kind of stamp them out right now. Other than that, I want to hear from you. I want to know what y'all think about this. I want to have a discussion about how we can do something that's sim-friendly without being overbearing and still being fun for everyone. Now, I think that Elkabong and Arkid did a really good thing with me. They both had problems inside of their draft. Arkid couldn't make the entire draft, and Elkabong had a very specific game plan he was going for. His internet cut out, and he got screwed at drafting Drew Lock. We worked that out together. We figured out trades that I thought were fair, that were in the interest of the competitive balance of the league, and it's all cool. It's because they worked with me. Work with me. 3, clip. I see a lot of you already in other streamers that are in this Bespoke League. The thing that will make it easy for your fellow competitors to get into the highlight reel is if they do something cool and if you clip it for them. So if you're watching Sports Lifer and he does something funny, stupid, or great, clip it. Because we like to show funny, stupid, and great things. And so if you're hanging out and you're by the computer, because I know it's hard to clip anywhere else, just hit the clip button. They'll thank you. That is the announcements. Announcements aren't fun. You know what's fun? The Xbox One draft recap. So it was our first draft. Let's see who had the best draft and who had the worst draft. This is my opinion and my opinion only. Please prove me wrong or right. Number 11, Pleated Pants. What a trash can of a draft. Cornerbacks are questionable. Daniel freaking Jones. Why can't Pleated Pants just actually draft a quarterback? Worst. Next, Keaton. Carson Wentz. It's a running first team. I don't know if it's a running first meta. Hey, you know, like, it might be PowerPointy, but it's the only thing that I could do, and it looks good. My chat bullies. Number 9, Turkey Jesus. I hated to do this. Turkey Jesus is one of the best players in the league, but you look at his draft, it's another run first team. The D-line sucks, and we know that he loves to try to pressure. His first game, he only had like 2 sacks. Matthew Ioannidis last year had 2 sacks in every quarter. It's not a normal Turkey team. I don't like it. Number 8, Barber. O-line questions. And this is coming from a guy that doesn't prioritize O-line at all. So that lets you know how bad that O-line probably could be. Good news is he has an awesome linebacking core. But the defensive line is also just not very good. Maybe we should have a little bit of music. Number 7. Pressing buttons. It was a computer draft. So you know what? He doesn't get props or not props, but his wide receivers and D-backs are slow. The draft wasn't bad. It just wasn't as good as a user draft. Man, sucks that those 4 of you that couldn't even beat the computer. Number 6, Clutch Shot. Here's the deal. The rest of these drafts are actually really good. Clutch has a great wide receiving crew. He's strong at the safety position. Cornerbacks are kind of his Achilles heel. He needs his safeties, and he needs his defensive line to really stop anyone because he has nothing on the outside. Number 5, Longhorn fan. He has Smith, he has Miller, he has Campbell. All at wide receivers that I all think are really, really good. That would be Devonta Smith, Scotty Miller, and Paris Campbell. They'll be good for a long time. And as a result, with this being a passing league, I think that he'll have a good team for a long time. Number 4, Sammy. Sammy with the 49ers. It's Colin Kaepernick, so who knows how good he's going to be. But young at wide receivers. The thing is, I was looking at his stuff. Nothing's really jumped out at me on paper. Nothing's great, but it's not bad. So, number 4. I'll just tell you, Steak and Legs team just looks good. Don't remember anything about it because I did this in a rush, but I said on their good-looking team. Same with Justin Rose. A little bit older, good team, well-rounded, no glaring holes. Couldn't poke my finger in any hole. And then number 1, you just saw it. It's Kane. It's Kane of Kentucky. He has Justin Fields. He has young, fast receivers. He has the best linebacking core in the league and legit defensive backs. Folks, Kane's going to be good. How about the Xbox Series X? Number 14, Pleated Pants. Just another trash can of a draft. The guy doesn't know what he's doing. Number 13. I think Lenny Fish knew that was coming. It's a defensively focused team. The cornerbacks are really short. No quarterback and questionable wide receivers. Oh yeah, El Kabong, you are fiery. Number 13, Ghost for Buster. Or number 12. Defensively focused team again. That's going to be a theme. A lot of people prioritized offensive line and defense. You guys, like, I have no better way to do it than a freaking PowerPoint. Chat's bullies. And I thought it looked good. It's Google. Again, short cornerbacks, old wide receivers. Baker Mayfield will need to make some magic happen for them to be good. Number 11, Charo. Best offensive line in the league by far. Pleated Pants doesn't prioritize the best offensive line in the league very high. Old receivers, defense doesn't have any real superstar. Talent. Christian McCaffrey, but his QB and his offensive line sucks. Nothing really stands out. Yankees ring. Solid all-around team. Again, secondary's kind of on the short side, and the wide receivers are only moderately fast. Just not sure. Oh yeah, you got an old guy. An old guy doesn't make a draft. Our kid. This was a really disjointed draft. It was a computer draft. Picks are kind of all over the place. There's no real cohesive strategy whatsoever. His wide receivers are a work in progress. Defense is pretty good. If he's going to do good, it's going to be a defensive battle in a game that doesn't look like it's going to be very defensive. Number 7, Kitch. He calls himself a gaming rookie. He has another defensively focused team. Defensive line and secondary are awesome. Tom Brady, the GOAT, is good for another couple years, but his wide receivers are only okay. The only thing that makes it okay is that typically Tom Brady, mediocre wide receivers, there's usually something there. Usually he can make magic happen. Kitch can play well and will have a good year if he makes magic happen with Tom Brady. Number 6, Justin Rose. It's another really balanced team. Nothing really stood out for me on my review, but it doesn't really have any weaknesses. Mike ate your KFC at 5. Solid offensive line, questionable wide receivers. Defense is old but good, so it's one of those teams that's looking to win right now. Number 4, Double J Train. One of the best players in the league. This guy, watch out. Team's fast. It's a very Pleated Pants team. Cornerback's his biggest weakness, and that's why you couldn't be in the top 3. Top 3, number 3 goes to Corey Compton. He has a great cornerbacking crew, solid defensive line. That's a recipe for a good Madden team. And the offense will be as good as his young stars make it. Joe Burrow, CeeDee Lamb, and J.K. Dobbins, who I've wanted to draft in every league and haven't been able to get because he really interests me. This team could be good for a long time. Number 2, Elk Abong. Defensive powerhouse. He ended up making a trade for Tua, gave up 2 second-round draft picks, which are his top draft picks in both years. Tua playing up to his talent level will lead them to a deep playoff run. I'm calling it here. Elkabong is a sleeper. And number 1, not Justin. He made a whole bunch of really good moves. A couple of them we had to turn back the clock on. Now I would say, you know what? Now with Lawrence being out of commission, Elkabong is now number 1, not Justin is number 2. Elkabong, best draft, Xbox Series X. All right. I think so, Justin. I think so. PS4 pleated pants. What a freaking crappy draft. All offense, no defense. It's greatest show on turf. Next, A-Mize. Kirk Cousins. Do I need to say more? He does have a good offensive line, but it doesn't matter because Kirk Cousins can't throw himself out of a paper bag. Everything else in his team's just serviceable, nothing great, nothing terrible. Gaming with Brian. Great offensive line. Tom Brady. Old but good receivers. Usually a recipe for a good team. This team, though, needs to win now. It's old. Number 4, Markikins. Best wide receiving crew in the league, coupled with Kyler Murray. It's a pass-first team. The cornerbacks keep this team from being better. I prioritize and think that you really, 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 really have to have cornerbacks. Number 3, Gobias. Another defensively focused team, which is interesting. Why? Gobias is a really good offensive player. If he could ever find out a good defense, he'll be scary. I don't think Gobias needs the best offensive pieces to still be able to score. But if he could stop people, I think he will be really, really tough to beat. Number 2, Sportslifer. Thank God he can draft because his stick skills just aren't there. But his D-line is fierce. His wide receivers are okay. Great all-around defensive team. He has Tua. Again, is Tua a third-round draft pick like he was in this league? Does he play higher or does he play lower? And then number 1, expert. Only question is Jalen Hurts. More on that to come. But Mostert and Henry is the scariest run combo in the entire Bespoke League. Wide receivers are fast. Defenses are good. That right there is a pleated pants approved team. And he's the best. PlayStation 4. PlayStation 5. 15 pleated pants. All right, we'll be done in a couple seconds, our kid. He just doesn't know how to draft. I don't know what he's doing. Number 14, Kilbride. This kills me to put him at 14. Kills me. But I don't understand this draft at all. Preston Buttons and I were talking about it. His wide receivers need canes. Not canes of Kentucky, but like canes to help walk. He has a bunch of good offensive linemen. I just don't get the strategy. I don't know how his team's going to score when his wide receiving core is going to be walking and crawling to the end zone. It's really disappointed in Panda too. No offensive line at all from a guy that doesn't value offensive line at all. No wide receivers. Oh no, just a minute. Yeah. Oh, yeah. His Panda's team is old too. I don't know what their identity is going to be. I don't understand it. Markikins. No offensive line. No wide receivers. Defense looks stout, but this game isn't about defense. Number 11, Rakdos. Hey Bear could be great. He has Taylor, fast running back. I like. No wide receivers at all. Defense looks okay, not great. Tobias. Defensive team again, but Jimmy Garoppolo. Fast wide receivers. Tobias knows how to score. This will be a bad pick, and he'll be higher if Jimmy Garoppolo can score. Number 9, Blackjack. Offensive line is great, but I didn't know who any of the wide receivers were. They either must be young or bad. I didn't recognize any of the names. Defense is solid. There's no real standout. But as you can see, I center on skill positions, and I just don't know offensively. Number 8, Big Red Baller. Actually, I think I like the Mixon in the 4th round, El Kabong. I don't think that was wrong. 8, Big Red Baller. Mac Jones with a great surrounding crew. Is Mac Jones a good quarterback, or is he not? That's the question that they'll be asking, and his team will be good or bad based on that. Defense is old. Number 7, Sports Lifer. It's a win now team. Matt Ryan with a whole bunch of offensive weapons. We watched him play last night. This team's going to be able to score. Is he going to be able to stop anyone? 6, Mailman Ace. Again, all on Zach Wilson. Awesome wide receivers, great running backs. Defense is centered by Roquan Smith, who I love, but I didn't really see anything around him. Number 5, Spartan Dog. He didn't draft this team, but he's in as the Patriots. He has Trevor Lawrence. He has an offensive line, and he has a Harrison Gallup as his weapons. Solid D. This team could be good, even if it is drafted by the computer. J-Tar at number 4. He has Carson Wentz and Ben Roethlisberger. But everything else is good. The defense is young and fast and looks really awesome. This could be a good team. It would have been higher, but you can't get in the top 3 with Carson Wentz and Ben Roethlisberger as your quarterbacks. Number 3, St. Breezes. He has the older version of a team that I normally like. They're tall and they're fast. It's built for Madden, but they're older, so he has to win now. Number 2, Nick Z. Young, fast, great wide receivers, great cornerbacks, no glaring holes. This is another one of those pleated pants like teams. Nick Z we know is good, and you know that Nick Z is going to play well. Number 1, you just saw him beat pleated pants. The number 1 draft in the league is Justin Fields, an above average offensive line, Mostert, super fast running back, a great wide receiving core, and an above average defense. And you could see he did what he had to do. He outscored me. Cody Valls, number 1 draft. Last but not least, the PC. I couldn't get a hit on Mostert, El Kabong. Yeah, pleated pants again. Worst draft in the league. This guy sucks. Number 7, Kilbride. I don't know what he's doing in these drafts. He's going to prove me wrong, I know. But the team's slow. They're all possession receivers. He has an insane offensive line. I think that was his first 5 picks. I don't think an offensive line can win you a championship. Yeah, our kid. I said that it's cool. It's cool. We got to figure it all out. Number 6, Level Mento. This is a classic Level Mento team. It's veteran. It's win now. But I think it may be even too old even for Mento standards. He usually tries to go for the first Super Bowl and then he rebuilds after that. That's what he's doing here too. Number 5, Dunwin. This is a running team. Christian McCaffrey with an amazing offensive line. Non-existent wide receivers, solid defense. Doesn't break any higher because you need wide receivers. Lextron. This is a pleated pants approved draft team. The only problem is the starting quarterback is Jimmy Garoppolo. Lots of hidden gems. He has a lot of those players that I like to pick. This would have been way higher if he had a quarterback that I thought was any good. Rip City has just a balanced team all along. Just nothing stands out, but he just has solid player, and I could not find any weakness in it. Zaccaroni, number 2. Defensively, amazing. Josh Allen is quarterback, which I think is big thumbs up. Wide receivers, the weakness. I went out on a limb. Just after talking to the guy and seeing how cerebral he is, my number 1 draft is pressing buttons in a non-pleated pants approved draft strategy of a bunch of linebackers and a bunch of offensive linemen. Daniel Jones was the steal of the draft. He had a couple other really good late picks. Tony Pollard, I think, was another one. He has a scary offense. Strong veteran leadership with some youngsters thrown in. It's a win now type team, but I think it's the best team. So who's winning the Super Bowl? Just because you have the best draft doesn't mean you win the Super Bowl. Xbox One Staker legs. All around solid team. We know that he's a good player. He's going to throw the ball a lot. He's going to throw touchdowns. He's going to throw interceptions. It doesn't faze him. He's going to outscore everyone. And this Madden is all about outscoring people. Xbox Series X. This is changing. This is now. Who did I say? Xbox. Who did I? This is El Kabong. This is El Kabong's Super Bowl to lose. PC. Zaccaroni. I think I like that team more than Buttons. So Buttons might have the best. Buttons might have the best draft. I think Zaccaroni has the best team. PS5 Nick Z. Again, number 2 on the list of draft, but I think Nick Z is going to put it together with the stick skills and he's going to win. And finally, PS4 Expert. Only seen him play a little bit. I'm impressed by him. He's my pick. He's my pick. Prove me right, prove me wrong. Hit the Discord up and tell me if you think that you agree or do you disagree. We might also put this on YouTube. If we put it on YouTube, why don't you do the same thing? Go make some comments. Finally, let's look at some tailor-made highlights. Okay? Let's do this.
Very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. The ball's still a few inches shy of the marker after the 3-yard run, so now a little soul searching.
So this is amazing. This is not easy to stop here. And Steak came in perfectly, shot the gap, and hit Mostert. 4th down, boom. The Saints are thinking about getting 3 points or 7 points. They got 0 points. And then look what he does here. Comes in. This is a nice little mesh concept. He sees man-to-man. He throws the CD Lamb. There's some separation, and boom, he's off to the races. The Fuller could not catch him.
With 2 first-half touchdown passes.
That's a 14-point swing right there. In about 2 minutes, our kid. Now Expert. What I want you to do to here is watch what he does with Jalen Hurts right here. Boom, boom, boom. That is a tight throwing window, and that is a scary, scary play. If Hurts can make those throws to Adams, there's the reason why he's my Super Bowl pick.
Here's Fields now on second down. Reception here by Ruggs.
All you got to say here is Henry Ruggs. Henry Ruggs with Kane of Kentucky. That's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem all year long right there. Because that's just fast. That's just fast.
An offensive coordinator tell me one time that they designed every play to score. I don't know how true that is, but he had to run a long way after that.
And then finally, I got this little jewel out of a game, a very handsome player here. I like his beard. I also like his click on right here and bump in, boom. Perfect timing user pick. This kid might not be able to draft worth a crap, but he might be pretty okay at this game. You know what? We're going to do this every week. Hopefully we'll have a few more highlights. We'll have a little less of me talking, but we're going to try to do a little bit. I'm going to try to recap some games. I'm going to try to show some of the great plays that people do in this. I think it's amazing that we got like 60 some people on 5 different consoles, all playing the same game under the same banner, and it is so cool. Folks, you rock as a community. Let's keep playing. Let's keep promoting this, and let's have some fun. I know I'm having a blast already. Let's go play one more game. We're going to play with our kid, and then maybe a couple CPU games. But this was Pleated Pants' Bespoke Football League Prime Time, episode number 1. Be more kind, my friends. Try to be more kind.